What does that look like for a 30-year-old striker? If you're the board, are you not thinking, we have to strike now if we get an offer for this guy, otherwise his value is going to decline rapidly? I'm just trying to put myself in the position of the board. What the hell are they thinking at this time? And coupled with the fact that he's changed his agent, are you nervous about that, Jerry?
Yes. Yeah, I think that, well, I sent you something today that, I mean, there's been talk for weeks now about him potentially getting back to Japan, and someone breaking the bank to come and buy him. Whether that's what he wants to do or not, I'm not sure. But again, people don't change agents unless they're looking for someone to represent them. I wouldn't have thought, and yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I'd be I think Kyogo's more replaceable than Matt O'Reilly is, to be honest. I'd rather have kept Matt O'Reilly, and the challenge is obviously we've got one striker in the building right now, and we need at least another two, in my opinion. So we've got some work to do before he goes, if he's going to go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All the focus is who are we bringing in, but this is the horror scenario, Steve, of imagine Kyogo and O'Reilly both go before the end of the month. Then all this, backslapping about what a great result we've had on day one counts for very little if the team's unrecognizable without two so important players,
Well, from my point of view, there are no circumstances in which Kyogo should be sold. Now, if his heart is set on a move away from Celtic, he should be told next summer, you can be sold, but not just now. As you've mentioned already, we don't have another striker in the building at the moment. We seem to be dragging out the Ida transfer for a lot longer than we should have. Might touch on that in a bit. And there's no one else. I don't see any other strikers that we seem to be linked with. So if we don't play Kyogo, how do you replace that? How do you replace what Kyogo is bringing to the team at the moment? And how do you do it in 3 weeks of the transfer window? The answer is you don't. It's impossible. So
if you're a fan, yeah.
Yeah, but we need to stop getting obsessed with this valuation. What's his value going to be next summer? We're a football
I'm not
club.
obsessed with it, but the directors of the club like to make money.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not having a go at you, Gavin. I'm having a go at the directors of the club. We need to stop. Some fans as well, to be fair. We need to stop being obsessed with how much players are worth. Because if there's one thing that we don't need that much right now, it's money. We've got a big pile of cash sitting there doing nothing. We don't need another 15 or 20 million pounds for Kyogo just to throw in the cash pile. We need Kyogo. We need Kyogo scoring goals, and we need another striker on top of Kyogo, and possibly a third striker after that. So no way should we even be considering selling Kyogo. But that's not to say that I've got confidence that the board aren't considering selling him. But he should be told, next summer, if you want your move, then if we can get an equivalent replacement in to hit the ground running before next summer, then you can get your move then. But to be thinking about selling him this summer is just absolute lunacy. If we were to lose Kyogo and O'Reilly in the same window, we don't win the league. It's as simple as that for me. We're handing a league to the worst Rangers team in living memory, because that's how bad how large a hole they will leave in our squad if we let them, both of them, go.
I'm not sure they're the worst Rangers team in living memory. And my memory's only going back to 2012, obviously, but they had some pretty shit teams from 2012.
No, I get what you're saying, Jerry.
No, they are pretty bad, but that's also what gives me worried.
And they're skint, and they're having to sell to buy it, and they're shite, and their manager's a clown, and he talks shit constantly. But they will. I mean, that's honestly and truly what I feel. If we sell O'Reilly and if we sell Kyogo both in the same window, then we're going to struggle to win the league, because who fills that gap? Who comes in? Because even if we sign Ida, Ida will come in and do what Ida did last season, but who's going to do what Kyogo did last season? How do we replace Kyogo? How much does it cost to go and replace what Kyogo brings to our team? And would Celtic pay that? the chances are they go and bring in Lawrence Shanklin from Hearts or someone of that ilk, and that's just not going to cut the mustard, So I can't believe we're even, to be honest with you, I can't believe this conversation's even been mooted as a possibility. It's giving me indigestion.
Well, it's making me anxious too a bit. Here's a WhatsApp chat, right? I don't get, this is from somebody who's supposedly ITK, not as ITK as they used to, but apparently still somewhat in the know. You can take this with a pinch of salt if you want. I don't get the same info I used to on Celtic, but hearing Ida deal is nearly done. Beck, likely. Kyogo, who changed the agents, and you don't do that unless you need agenting, will leave in a couple of weeks. At 29, he needs one last signing on fee, and Peter ain't in the business of allowing a sellable asset to wind his career down. Everything we just discussed. And finally, one stateside player to come. Rest is just names. We need to be patient. This window will go straight to the wire. Celtic doing due diligence on a significant build-out of the stadium and surrounding areas. Hope they start with Wi-Fi. Keep the faith. Hail, hail.
I'd agree on the Wi-Fi for sure, Gav. It's a shocker. So an absolute fucking shocker. Try to get a signal inside the stadium. It's murder. I subsequent to that, because I was in that chat, there was another follow-up comment on that Kyogo piece saying apparently he's been told he can go when his replacements are in the building, and that's why the timeline of a couple of weeks has been set. So
who's that? Who's been told he can go?
Kyogo.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But again,
let's hope this is spurious.
Who knows? But that is from someone.
McNugget to be right.
That is from someone that is typically in the know. I mean,
I think that's Plunge McNugget's review of today's show is below for everyone to see.
That would be an astonishing act of self-harm from Celtic, to be honest with you. I honestly, I don't have any faith in the board of directors, but I think that size of act of self-harm is beyond even them.